Hello, this month I wanted to cover an application that Prescient is really good at, and it's very important and gaining a lot of traction in the market, which is uh, edge data pipelines, and in particular interfacing with PLCs at the edge. So here we have a representative dashboard of an edge data pipeline, and this is mainly geared for operations people. And so here on the left, we have an image of the system that is indicating connectivity. So in this case, there's an edge gateway, and this tick here indicates that the device is connected. And again, this telemetry is provided out of the box by Prescient Designer, but think of this as a very glanceable view of the system. So if this edge gateway were connected to different PLCs, we could include that in the image and include connectivity indicators between the gateway and the PLC. So for example, if there's a Ethernet cable that it's disconnected, then for that particular PLC, you would get a real-time indicator. So very glanceable view of the system. And these panels here on the right are different real-time signals that we're capturing from the PLC or any other data source at the edge or in the cloud. It could come from either or both. In this case, in this example, we have a form here that allows us to select which gateway we want to interface with. And then the adjustment here is how often do we send data from the edge to a time series database in the cloud. And this is an example of how configuration can be changed dynamically and almost instantaneously. For example, here is the polling rate, meaning how often the PLC data is sent to the cloud. Is it to 300 seconds? But let's just do an extreme case. Let's just do, we'll change it to 10 seconds. And as soon as I hit submit, there's a message going through Prescient Designer to the edge device to update the polling interval. And think of that as just a very simple example of how configurations can be changed. On a PLC, it could be the whole tag definition can be changed dynamically, not just the polling rate, or you can have different tags that that update at different rates. Very succinctly, but an example of the an operation dashboard that you can have for each device. By the way, and you can have obviously a more comprehensive dashboard structure where you can have a summary of all the devices, the edge devices you have connected to the PLCs and what their status is. But underneath all of it is Prescient Designer. So here's the here we are in Prescient Designer. We have 3 devices associated with this designer. This edge gateway is the one that has the PLC connected to it. And here we have the edge data pipeline. As you can see, it's deployed. It's a subflow. It's based on Node-RED. It's a subflow that's connected and deployed and running in the edge gateway. And so if we go to the application itself, it has a Modbus connector, which is the connector, in this case, that's getting data from a PLC. Obviously, there's all sorts of protocols that can be used. You can use MQTT, Modbus, Profinet, OPC UA, all sorts of protocols. And then typical application, here's the decimator, which takes the polling rate that is set from the dashboard And in this case, I think the connector is taking data every 1 second, so it will decimate it to whatever polling rate was specified in the dashboard. Then the data is validated, it's transforming this, it's put in a schema that's right for the time series database. In this case, it's InfluxDB in the cloud. And this output is just to, this will go to the cloud. So it's all this subflow workflow is running in the device. And this output number 2 is this output. And you see this blue wire means that there's a, in Designer, that indicates there's a device-to-device network connectivity that's transparent to the user. So in this case, this subflow is running in at the edge, and this node, this green node, is running in the cloud. So it allows you to get debug information, not needed, but it just shows one of the features of Designer, which is the automatic networking between edge and cloud, or between edge and edge. So that is the workflow at the edge. And here's the message that comes from the dashboard. Comes at the input, and the new sampling rate is stored. And this takes effect as soon as a message comes here, or the event, if you will. Then the decimeter will start using that rate. And the connectivity between the dashboard and Prescient Designer is done through HTTP. And you see we have, in this case, 3 endpoints. And here's the endpoint that receives the new poll rate. It's been processed, validated, and this link goes to here, from here to the API. So the information comes through this link, and it goes again using the automatic network that is instantiated by Prescient Designer. It goes directly to the edge. So Designer both provides the API backend plus the workflow deployment and management towards the edge, and the edge workflow design. And then you have the dashboard to give the operations people HMI, a human interface. And as you can see here, when we change the data polling rate to 10 seconds, you can see that the rate, the number of points has increased significantly from what we had before, which was 300 seconds. Again, I think this is extremely valuable, particularly for installations where they're not uniform, and this happens all the time. There are different generations of equipment, different teams that have worked over the years on equipment, and it's really rare to find a plant or a system where everything is uniform. So you need that dynamic configurability and capability, and that and the ability to have different configurations and different setups for different machines or different sites. And you can do all of that with the edge data pipeline in Designer and with Prescient's help. If you have any comments or any questions, please leave them at on the comments, or contact us. We're happy to talk about what we can do and how we can help. Thank you.